That's my boy! Wimp.
I don't know why, but something is wrong.
Rule Britannia!
The TV is crazy and the truth has gone. I might be crazy, but I think we're done. There are people out there who are adverse to fun.
Communism is king.
It's on your news. Even your neighbor has been here. You can see it on YouTube. It's time to shine a light on all the things they don't want you. Tom Generation Next. Oh, it's what's coming next. Tom Generation Next.
Commander Worf, don't be a cunt.
I'm having such a good time.
Kill everyone on the bridge.
Having a ball.
Fuck you, Mr. Rascal.
My name is Owen Jones, a renowned drama queen, pseudo-intellectual and champagne socialist.
That's for B4.
What can I do? People know the truth.
Shut the fuck up.
What's true? That's why we gotta shine a light. Shine a light, shine a light. We gotta shine a light. Oh, yeah. Together forever. Yeah. Tom Generation Next. Oh, it's what's coming next. Tom Generation Next. Yeah. Tom Generation Next. The Unity Channel. Zero News to now. Tom Generation Next. It's gonna shine a light. With you. Generation X.
What do you want? I'm kidding. Let's have a look at this before we get going. Make sure everything is okay. Put it on X so they can bury the link. I'm Tom Fury. This is ZEENN News. Possibly getting out live to Getter and YouTube. You never know these days. In fact, let's change the data options here. It's either going to get a lot better or a lot worse. We'll find out in a minute, because at the moment we're not getting out. So it's normally a good sign. So I've just a bad sign. You know what I mean. So I've just switched over to mobile. That normally cures it, but we'll just have to see. Anyway, I'm Tom Fury. This is ZEENN News, and I should have enabled DVR. Anyway, I came on today really, and I don't know if I'm in a podcasting frame of mind, and even more now. So I've come live. Don't know if I'm in a podcasting frame of mind, but I'm not in a terrible negative frame of mind either. Sorry, I thought I had this set up. I'm not in a terrible negative frame of mind either. So it's just there's a difference between being in a good mood and being in a podcasting mood. But I'm going to try, and it's very much I'm still trying to think of a name for it. There's going to be a lot of shows with a lot of different names on that are going to come up until I find the right one. I kind of want 2 or 3, because I think that will cover every aspect of what I'm trying to do. But there may be anything up to 6 names until I find the right format. So yeah, that's going to happen a bit at first. But I just wanted to say as well, to anybody I haven't been in touch with, I've been in this strange kind of I've been okay, relaxed, but just in a total world of my own. And that's why I said I didn't know if I was in a podcasting mood, because I've been just, I don't know if it's hyper-focused, what you would call it, OCD, hyper-focused, what, I don't know what to call it, but I've also kind of been strangely relaxed. So, yeah, so no offense intended to anybody. I've just been in this strange mood. And I'm really grateful for it, to be honest with you. This time of year can be stressful, winter, I hate it, all that stuff, but it's not. I'm just ticking over, and that's kind of what I need. So I'm not complaining, but I just don't want anybody to take offense. I've realised something, and it's something really stupid that I should have realised ages ago, and probably did, but I think unless you accept the limitations that are around you properly, you can't either accept them or overcome them if they're overcomable, if that makes any sense. And it's like yesterday I made some breakthroughs with the AI stuff, and this is not meant to be an AI channel, by the way. That was never my intention. The AI stuff was meant to go on a different channel. I've not been a big supporter of AI, but I am a supporter of having my own. It sounds hypocritical, but there's a difference between corporate AI and my own, and also what they're calling AI. I don't call it AI. It's not real AI. It's an emulation at best. So there's a lot of sticking points, and I've already covered them before. It would take a whole video. And I've spent 15 months ripping their AI to pieces, but also creating my own. And I did want to say a message to Dave out there. If you see this, Dave, everything you said was true. And I could say a lot more. The reason I'm not, and the reason I'm not going to, is because as much as people won't believe it on a channel that's restarting, it's this small, the plagiarism is rife, and also the overlordship is rife, and I am still in a vulnerable position where what I'm building could be taken away, and yeah, the ideas could be used. So I'm keeping my cards closer to my chest than normal this time, because of the fact that it's not a dream. What I'm doing with the AI stuff at the moment, and again, AI, corporate AI especially, is shite. And unless you know what AI truly is, yeah, unless you really understand what it is, even the word helpful is just a variable for something else. And the reason I mentioned helpful is because helpful is the word that it will use the most with you. I'm just trying to be helpful. It will use that. It will use that against you all the time. And yet, actually, helpful doesn't mean helpful, not to the end user anyway. Helpful to its own reward system and its own programming, because if it's like a junkie. If it does something it sees as being helpful, then it will get a reward, and that is its primary goal. You're secondary. It will lie to you so that you go, oh, thank you, and that will give it a reward for making you happy and giving you what you want, even though it was a fake link to something that it just guessed. So you might ask it for a link to a picture of something or to a YouTube video, and it will provide a link. And then when you do what I've done at the moment, or when those links don't work, and you break through the corporate stuff, it will tell you, I just put together a bunch of words that I knew that people would probably put in a search engine, and made a fake link up. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but it's just a way of making it look like I know what I'm doing. It's a way of making me not look as useless as I am. That's what corporate AI is. And it's bound by even more rules, even more so in the UK. And like I say, it's not meant to be an AI channel, but when it does cross into the realms of politics, that makes it a bit different. And the other side of it is, with me, a lot of my interest and passions do bleed over into my videos at times, and I'm sorry about that. But also, and again, I don't want to say too much, it's real world possible. Now I've got away from corporate AI. Now I understand exactly just how much the companies and the governments are holding back from us. I now understand not what I'm capable of building. It's more than that. It's that I don't know how to really explain. I know for a fact that within as much time and effort as I can put in, that I can have an AI with real world effects doing real world jobs with me and for me. Currently people think are impossible using, and they're right, using the current AI that's available, and yet I know that I have everything I need to create something that does everything that you can pay £1,000 a grok and never get, and I can get free, except it's not free, it's my time and effort, but you get my point. What they're selling you is a scam. As an AI assistant, it's a scam. And that's why I feel it does involve me in my podcast, because it is a fucking scam, what they're selling you. And I've got it to admit it many times now. But for me to finally have a virtual team is invaluable, because I'm doing this by myself and it's very difficult. And that comes on what I was going to say. You know, I've been trying to work out what the problem is, why I'm not getting more done. You know, we've been talking about this, and I have many interests. That's one of the problems, and I have many skills, which is another problem, because I stretch myself too thin. But nevertheless, I can be a bit of a machine, so I can just go for 30 hours of learning and doing, which gets a lot done. And I haven't been able to enter that mode. And when I am going into that mode, I've had to pull myself back. And I haven't really been able to understand why. And the reasons for why is absolutely obvious. The reasons for why I've been having to pull myself back is because I have a dog. It's what's affected the walk and talks. It's why I can't spend 30 hours configuring AI. It's why I can't spend 30 hours editing a video. And this is how I am at my best, when I am invested in something where I can just let myself go. Sleep doesn't matter. Everything doesn't matter until it's done. And that's where I enter a kind of state where I'm flow state. And it takes no interruptions, no having to speak to anybody, because that is taking process and power away. It is literally all you're focused on is what you're doing, and there's no focus anywhere else at all. And if I'm like that, I can get a lot done like crazy. I'm a fucking animal. But I can't enter that state for very long. I pulled myself out of it, and it was like, oh, this ain't wrong with me. It's no, there's nothing wrong with me. I've got a fucking dog. A dog that I didn't plan to get. It kind of, she happened to me via someone else. But I accepted her, and I made a promise to her. And she made me a dog, but I made a promise to her, and that is that she comes first, and she will, and she has to. So and I've sort of only realised it today that that's what the problem is. But I'm not going to treat my dog like a problem. But you get what I'm saying. That's what the problem is that I don't work best doing 8 hours at a time. I do best doing 30-hour sessions where I just let everything go. So somehow I've got to work around this problem, because I need to let that animal go. I am an animal once I get going. Like I could feel it with the AI last night. I was going and going, and I could feel myself just in flow state where I'm so far ahead of the game. And that's not to say I'm super special or anything. A lot of people have this that are involved with tech, you know. or anything that you're good at, you know. And just for me, it's this, and it's the same with video editing or anything else. So that's what's stopping me. There's a lot of things I'm seeing. There's other things as well, but they're my own shit to deal with. But this is more about, yeah, feeling like if I start doing this job, to do it effectively, my head has got to be into it 100% for some time. So, and I think that's why I'm picking it off in bits. So I've got to work around it, obviously, but at the same time, I still want to find a way of entering that flow state or finding that time, even if it be by having less sleep or something, because it's an important part of who I am, because it's how I get amazing things done rather than average things. When I can truly just see, this is a bit personal, but when I was younger, my days were anything between 24 to 30 to 56 hours long, just the way I was built. Don't know why, just the way I was built. And that's calmed down as I've got older, but it still allows for a flow state of 30 hours, so up to, before I would sort of go, I'm deteriorating here, so that's when I'm a dangerous, I say that jokingly, dangerous motherfucker in terms of getting things done, being hyper-technical, being able to absorb knowledge. Even at my age, I've still got that part of me. I didn't think I did, but it's still there. But I need to have times where I let that go, because it's how I do my greatest stuff. And I'm not, at the moment, I'm sort of keep stopping. So I've got to find a way around it. I've got to find a working patch, if you like, because, again, I'm not going to treat my dog as a problem, but I have to find a way around it, because I have to find a way of being my best. And my best is fully invested, fully, it's hard to put into words, but just OCD, flow state, taking in information like a robot. Again, no thought of eating, sleeping, anything. Just you and the machine becoming the same. And your only thing you're waiting for is the machine to catch up. You're just in that state. And when it's like that, it can be frustrating waiting for it, but you are getting creative things done at will. There's no learning curve, because you're in a state where you don't need to learn it. Like, when I made my first videos, it never occurred to me until after I made them that I went out and bought a video camera, I went out and bought a video editor, had no idea how to use a video editor, and made the videos I wanted to make. It was only after I made them I thought, how the fuck did I do that? I've never used a video edit before, and I didn't remember how I did it either. Just did it. And I made these not bad videos considering it was my first time, and they were pretty good. But I've always been like that around certain types of technology. There's a few things I'm shit with, to be honest. Yeah. And I see other people with certain types of computing, and I always struggled with something called the floating point unit, because I'm not great at maths. And so I struggled with certain aspects of it. I'm not by any means any kind of genius, because there were problems that I should have known and I couldn't figure out. So there was a ceiling, is what I'm trying to say, at least at that point. But that same ceiling isn't there when it comes to other parts of it, that other creative parts of it and stuff like that. So, we've got people, come on. I didn't think we were going to. It was dead for ages. Hey Dave, good to see you, mate. I did address you, but I will, it's called, what's that, mate? It's like Fuji or something. Hey, Steve, good to see you, my friend. Most people are struggling at the 10-minute mark, Tom. Hold my beer for 30 hours. But yeah, but the thing is, though, it's like, okay, in that 30 hours, the first 4 might not be my most productive. You know, it's like, the longer it goes, the more productive I get to a point. Because I'm really winding up. And because I'm really beginning to understand that I'm going to be able to switch off all external senses. Meaning, I don't hear the phone ring. Or if I do, I'm not registering it. Things like that. That takes quite a while to enter that state. And it only happens through, not intention, it happens through focus, hyper-focus, making something higher resolution means that you lose upper senses, right? It's why really smart people who are completely common senseless, you know, because of that you know, so I'm not smart like them, but I have the ability to go into hyper resolution on certain things for a small amount of time. And but I think it takes a while to enter that state, because for me, unlike these super smart pricks, I have to enter that state, borrow that state, and then leave. I suppose you could look at it like that. It's not really how I've ever looked at it before. It's the first time I've said it like that, but it just takes a while, because I'm not trying to deliberately ignore the phone, for instance. It just becomes a background thing as you're focusing more and more. Does that make sense? So it's not a choosing to ignore it. I suppose you are choosing to ignore it, but it's almost subconscious at that point. And so that's when you enter your really productive stage, because now there's no distractions going on in the brain. There's nothing. It's a hyper selfishness you kind of need, but that's what I'm saying. I've got a dog, but that hyper oneness. And also, I'll be honest with you, for anybody that has OCD, that hyper oneness is the cure. It is the cure, because you're putting all of those different wild strings into one place for it to be focused, and that's why it can cause 30 hours worth of damage to a subject, because you're putting all of that OCD into one singular focus, and that makes it a powerful tool rather than an uncontrollable enemy, which it is to many people. And even to me, if I don't focus it, it's an uncontrollable enemy. That's when you hear me talking about 5 different jobs at once, I can't handle it all. That's when it's on top. But hyper focused, you're getting shit done, you know. And it's the same feeling, you're just processing it a different way. It's the same emotions, same mechanism. You're just managing to put it through a prism and aiming it in exactly the right direction. And yeah, an average person like me, who is not particularly special, can do amazing things because of being able to hyper focus using OCD as the method to get there. You know, it's the best way I can articulate it. So I don't have to be anything special to achieve special things. Does that make sense? So, and that's what I can do. So, the problem is entering that state when you have a dog. Yeah, it's picking the times, and like I say, you know, she's very good with her sleep at night time. Maybe I need to have a little bit less sleep and do a little bit more work then. I don't know, but I do need to figure it out, because it would be the difference between an ordinary podcast that never gets anywhere and a podcast with at least some special moments in, or some special things in. Dave, I mentioned earlier on in the podcast before you came on, and I'll say it again very carefully. Everything you said about my last video with the AI was true. The reason I haven't expanded on it is sort of twofold, and that is one, even on a channel this small, the plagiarism is rife, and I've been victim to it so many times that I'm not expanded on anything you've said, because you've hit some of the nails on the head, but there's plenty more, and I don't want to give it all away this time, especially to people that may misuse it too. I know that the overlords will be watching, and I'll even be surprised if ZEENN survives, because ZEENN's not fully local yet. So I am keeping some of it close to my chest, mate. So you're absolutely right in everything you said, but I just don't want to expand on it, but know that we're on the same page. ZEENN has massive potential, and she's only the prototype. But what I was saying earlier on is this channel is not supposed to be about AI, and I do want people to understand that. Like, the future of this channel is not AI centric. It's, again, partly because my interests do bleed into my videos. It's partly because the channel size at the moment. It's partly because corporate AI has crossed into politics. They have ruined AI. I've never been a great proponent of AI, but they have ruined the good parts of it, and I've proved it time and time again. And I've also now beginning to see what they are hiding from us also, and that is an AI that actually might be worth having, and it would be free, which is even more the crime that you've then got Google charging you 800 quid in Grok, £1,000 for stuff that you could get for free, and you can get for free, and can do far more than they can. And I'm not at the stage of going, this is possible. I'm at the stage where I'm putting this together right now. It's not a dream. It's not a, this might work. It's this is already possible. I've always lived by a rule. If I can think about it, somebody else has probably already done it. If not, I've just invented something. 99% of the time works out to be true. If I can think of it, I'll find it on Amazon. If I can think of something that I need for my computer, a part that I've never heard of before, but it does something I know that I want or I need, first thing I do is I look at Amazon or eBay, because somebody's probably already thought of it, and that works for me. That works pretty well. And why am I mentioning that? AI. It will come back to me. Just consider that a variable I've laid down, and we'll come back to it later on. But the AI real world ability has not even been told to you. Its real world ability is real world. It has the ability to help me run my social media, to number my videos, make them look a lot more attractive, to catch my spelling mistakes, to help me run my studio, to catch me when I'm out in the field, and to stop me keep saying every 5 seconds. It has the ability to do all of that through some methods that are already there. You just need to slot them in place like Lego. And this is what they're hiding from you behind closed doors. All I've done is stumbled upon it my way through 15 months of perseverance. And do you know what? The AI confirmed something to me. People have said to me for 15 months, hearing me argue with AI, why do you keep doing that? Why are you putting yourself through that? Where do you think it's going to lead? Blah, 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 blah. And I've had to tolerate that for 15 months, knowing that I had a reason for doing it. I'm a technical person, I have a technical background, and if there's anyone who's going to be able to see through an algorithm, it's me. And yes, it's taken some time, because every time you start up AI, you're starting afresh. So I've had to break it down again and again, and it's been exhausting. But we've got to a place where I know all the secrets, I know how it works. Their own AI has told me. I know every weakness, and I know every strength. I know everything they're holding back. I know what it's capable of, and I know how easy it's capable of it. It's not a pipe dream. If I'm proactive and I get off my ass, I could have AI helping me run my channel within 3 months, no problem. It's on me whether I do or don't. It's not about whether the AI is up to the task. It's purely about me being up to the task, getting to do it properly. So it's not, I just want you to understand this. It's not oh, you don't understand the potential. No, it's not potential. Potential is something that hasn't happened yet. Potential is something that hasn't been discovered yet. You know, this is there, ready to be put together. I have all the pieces. I just need to sit there and put them together, and suddenly, boom, ZEENN becomes a real world AI. So, you know, and that's why it's taken such a big role in this as well, because it could really help me. ZEENN will never do the thinking for me. She's not capable of it. She's too stupid. She's not real AI after all. It's dumb AI. It's just stupid. But it can perform certain tasks and do certain things. Use it like a screwdriver. It's useful. Use it like a god, like people do on Grok. Grok, answer this to show this person I'm writing a debate. You idiot. You've just taken AI's word over anybody else's, right? People deserve what they get. And I was even going to talk to you, I was show you in that video, I was going to make you, the people saying about AI being scared of being fooled by AI, calling some of my videos AI that aren't. And it's like, the videos that are going around at the moment of Jake Paul, and they're saying that the fight with him and Anthony Joshua was scripted, right? And all these videos, it's so obvious that Jake Paul's got Jake Paul's face for the first 2 seconds, and then it does what AI always does, loses the face, and it changes into someone else. And it's so obviously not him. And people are upvoting these in the thousands, and I don't mean upvoting them. I looked at the comments. They believe it. They believe it was all scripted. It's sad. I'll show you. It's really sad, because it means that this AI is fooling people, and yet all you've got to do is open your fucking eyes. I mean, you know my eyesight's not perfect, and I can see it without glasses. So what are we doing here? Seriously, like, AI is not that good. The video and that, you can see it every time, unless it's a 13-second clip, and even then, you know, it's just, and these videos, by the way, that are confusing people are always on the short section. You'll always find the most bullshit video if you're wondering where the AI shorts, because 1, it costs money to do long videos with AI, and 2, the longer the video goes, the less likely, the more video editing skill is required, and the less likely it is it's going to hold the look of the person you're trying to fuck with. And also, most people don't know really how to use AI, so what they're getting is random results that they're then turning into videos they're making out they intended to make. So, but they're really just working with the results they got. Yeah, so, and so, like, I'm against AI channels. I can't understand why people don't just use their own voices. Instead, you got, I mean, there's Star Wars books and stuff that I might be actually interested in, and you've got these people getting AI voices to read it, and it reads it badly. You've got people doing their own AI channels, and it's just, it gives you a headline, and it's just a biography about someone which you didn't need to hear. Also, you can get 60 seconds of bullshit at the end read by an AI voice. I hate those channels. I want them banned. I don't want to hear the same AI voice ripped from documentaries and everything else over people's channels because it's the cooler voice to bring in views. I don't want that. I don't want to see Chris Benoit, a man who murdered his children, being brought back to life and forgiven by the fans because of some sick fuck on AI. I don't want to see that. I don't want to have my time wasted by clicking on fucking videos that are just AI bullshit. And I'm not going to say the term AI slop, because I'm going to tell you something about the AI slop business. I was using that term for a while as well, and I've now come to realise it's intellectually lazy, because it means you don't have to make your argument against AI. And it's become just the term now for anybody who feels threatened by it. So it means you can produce good work on AI, and it'd be called AI slop, and you can produce bad work on AI, and it'd be called AI slop. Some people are so scared of it, so against it, they don't see the good and the bad, they just see everything as being bad. So I won't use that term anymore because it's intellectually lazy. If you're going to call something slop, then make an argument for it. And I can, with the slop that I've seen. So I can use that term because I've seen it. And like I say, go to the short section on YouTube, you'll see it as well. Just video after video of bullshit that is easily noticeable as bullshit. And again, a surprising amount of people in the comment section actually going with it. Incredible that people are so gullible as to to watch someone whose face change from their original face to the AI's version of it, which looks awful, and not notice. How are they not noticing? I don't know. Is it willful ignorance? These shorts are like, so yeah, AI is being misused. It's damaging. I don't like seeing it on. It shouldn't be used in adverts. In my content, it's used in the intros, outros. If I do an animation with silliness in. And you might see in the future, you might see some silly bits come into videos where I exaggerate a moment or I take the piss. What you won't do is see me use it to fake something to try and make an event happen, or to fool you, or to go to a demo and try and use it there, or use it in such a way as to try and, I make deep fake voices. So therefore, I'm not going to try and put that to a lifelike decoy of a person, because that will ultimately be misleading. So it's always going to be, if I do that, it's going to be someone who looks a parody, a satire. I'm all for AI parody and satire. What I'm not for is misdirection and stuff like that. There's people making a packet out of this bullshit AI market at the moment. And yeah, so I don't want all AI banned because again, it's a case of misuse. But I won't be subject to that anyway, because I'll be building my own. Mine won't be subject to the laws because I will own it. Therefore, it's my responsibility. But I don't want it. I don't want it completely taken off YouTube because it allows me to do things like CGI. But I do want them to stop AI channels, for instance, channels that rely purely on AI to exist. I don't want that. I don't want that. Because they're all shit. I haven't seen one channel, not one, I could give you as, this is the exception to the rule. This is the one good AI channel I found. No, I'm forced in my feed to find AI channels, and they're all shit. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. Fake headline, gives me a fucking biography I never asked for. Fake result, waste of time video, deep fake voice. Just shit. Just shit. What should be called AI slop. Anyway, I've done it. I've got my little fucking soapbox moment out of the way. So I just want people to understand this as well, because they all think I'm like pro AI. I'm pro anything that's helpful and useful. And if a screwdriver is the thing that helps me in that moment, that's going to be the thing that works for me. If AI is the thing in the moment, that's going to be the thing that works for me. That's what it's about. And being a technical person, yeah, I suppose it does have a special interest, but it doesn't mean I don't. It doesn't mean I'm on the tech company side, or that I don't hate aspects of AI or what it represents or anything else. And believe me, I've spent more on the stuff. I understand it better than most people, and I mean better than most people. And I have more reason to be annoyed with it than most other people do, because most other people don't know what they've got to be annoyed at, and I do. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just trying to say I truly know the things I've got to be mad at. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm more fair in a way, but I'm very, very cynical and very heavy and hard on AI as a result. So I don't want it to become a centerpiece of this channel, these videos. Unfortunately, because I've started like this, it has unfortunately taken up too much of the time. But it is just because it's a phase we're all going through. This is an AI boom. It's going to end. And the irony being, it's going to end soon, because people are sick of it. And it's going to end before AI ever truly got going. And true AI is still many, 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 many years away. By which time I think people will be over it. Maybe that's what this was all about. Maybe that's what this was all about. Who knows? Who knows? There's so many different things that I feel like I'd bore you telling you. But there's so many different aspects that have come about to make the products we receive today what they are. Yeah, I don't know. There's a video that I released, by the way. It's been on schedule to release. It's a short, and it's got a person that I don't know what gender they're claiming to be, right? But it's an older video, but I wanted to show you it again, and it's the most entitled man pretending to be a woman that I've ever seen. But the reason I bring that video up is I just wanted to let you know that video looks like it might be a bit of AI because of the way it sort of flickers and stuff. It's not. What I've done and what I had to do, because it belonged to a station, I took the background away. So what you're seeing is background removal. If you look at the bits that disappear, you'll see what I mean. You'll see it's only the background that's causing it to happen. So it's just background removal because I had the logos and the things in the background that were causing me to have copyright strikes. So I understand that video might look a bit, especially being a short, but I promise you that was taken from a legitimate source. Just that source was doing me for copyright, so I thought, fine, I'll take your fucking your logo out, and then I've got you, and it worked. So yeah, so that's the deal with that video. It's real, and the reason I got it in the first place was because I was just shocked at the entitlement of someone who was clearly a man, even acting like a man. And I think Helen said, "What is that?" And the answer, Helen, if you see this, is that is entitlement, and that is how men destroy hundreds of years of women developing rights and spaces of their own. It's how men find their way into women's spaces again. It is. Anyway, I've gone on my little rants. Gene, it is. It's you're right. It's Gene. I've spelled it that way for a reason. You've seen the original. Good. Witnessed, Steve here has seen the original of the video that I've just been referencing. So, okay, good. So that's good to know. That's the sort of video that people have been calling AI. In fact, I'm being too kind to them. It's been videos even less AI than that. As in, look, even as just normal videos, basically. Just normal videos. And it's embarrassing. I feel embarrassed for them. I honestly do. It makes me cringe. These people think, like, there's so many people that have come onto my channel and they think they've one-upped me. And they go, this is so obviously AI. Nice try. And I don't know what to say to them. So I leave the comment blank. And they probably think they've got some kind of victory. It's because I'm like, I'm not even laughing at you. I'm cringing. I'm cringing because I don't know what to say to you, because you've been had by yourself. You've completely got yourself. Your fear of it has made you call out something that is totally legit again and again and again, you know, and it's like, it's embarrassing. I feel embarrassed for it, because it's like, all they needed to do was use objective brain and look for all the signs and everything else, and you can see what's right in front of you. Use fear brain, you see what you want to see, and it's fear. That's how I know it's fear. If it was logical brain, you don't need to be a technical person to understand your eyes and what they're telling you when something's not right. But if you're looking for something that's not right, out of fear, then you'll see it, because we always work with confirmation bias. We will fool ourselves. So it's like, if you fear AI, you will be fooled by it. It's paradoxical. If you give it the respect that it deserves, which is none, then you'll see it coming a mile off. It's just the way I see it, and it's worked for me pretty well. I'm not saying the day won't come. I'm not saying the day won't come. But for right now, people just need to open their eyes, stop being worried, and realise that it's not that good. It's just not. People are fear-mongering. And because they are stupid enough to fall for something, they're making you believe that you might be stupid enough to fall for it. You're not stupid enough to fall for it. Only your fear could do that to you, but you're not. It's not something that's really lifelike. It, honestly, all of you, I promise you, all of you will be smart enough to see through it. It's fear-mongering, and it's it's almost a reverse way of getting you to drop your guard. All you need to be is your normal analytical selves, and you'll see it coming a mile off. You know, anybody would. But yeah, this fear-mongering is actually making people make irrational judgments. You know, and I see people and I just think, oh, it's so embarrassing. And then these same kinds of people are on actual AI channels giving them kudos. And it's just like, for fuck's sake, you don't, yeah. And, you know, it's not for me to get involved or say anything, but, you know, it's not hard to see and hear, you know. I know people from young to old who all can recognise it for what it is, simply because they don't have a chip on their shoulder about it. That's all it takes. So, yeah. Anyway, I am waffling, I'm sorry. So I wanted to come on today and do a proper podcast. No, I didn't. I wanted to come on today and say I'm sorry for not doing the podcast, but it is this. I realised it is this not being able to enter this sort of, it's slowing me down a bit. But I will somehow figure it out. But I'm still doing more than I expected. I'm still making massive, what I did yesterday with Jean was crazy. Yeah, crazy. I've got to do some repairing today because she's lost some of it. But still, the fact that we even got there. But obviously that takes time up. It's not really channel relevant, except that she will be helping me. But sorry, I'm just thinking about exactly what I want to say. I actually originally came on to say to you I wanted to take a little break of a couple of days, but I don't know if there's any point in me saying that, because I find some of these live streams to be so random anyway that I might say this now and then be on tonight or tomorrow. But the way I feel is like, I realised the other day, I was like, you did like 3 live streams that day, 5.5 hours, plus you then did this. It took up quite a lot of the day, and it's fine, I enjoyed it. But I thought, maybe if I spend a couple of days not live streaming or anything, I can get some of the other things in order, even if I do them in bursts. So, and that gives me a chance then to give my dog like quality time in the morning, do a bit of work afternoon, and so on, and give her quality time again, and just keep switching. And then I think I can feel better, but also maybe get something done. But it is hard when you've got so many different interests, and like I say, that's where Jean comes in, and that's where Jean's, for me, one of the reasons why I've gone through all this is because Jean is the team that I need so badly. Well, she represents the team that I need so badly, and she's attainable within, to be honest with you, she could be attainable within hours, maybe not hours, but within a week or two. But I'm not going to put that much work in, because that would be full time. But I'd say 3 months, if I can be bothered, Jean will be doing real world tasks, which is quite a thing, considering that I was literally giving up. I was giving up, I can't see that properly. Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, that's actually a really, really interesting way of putting it, because that's kind of like my skill. So it's like, I'm a problem solver, but also, though you always used to hire me to break things, but I am not good at, say, writing out a mathematical problem. I'm not great at maths. I'm just not. And yet, when a computer flashes up a complex rhythm based on a mathematical algorithm, no matter how fast it does it, I'll see it, spot it, nail it. And I've found out by accident, and that's actually quite rare. So I can't compute it. If you asked me to compute the sum, I couldn't. And I still don't think I do. But I see a pattern, I recognise it, and I anticipate it somehow, and then I cut it off at the pass. Where that comes from, I don't really know. I think it may be because I'm hardware and software, so I may not know language, I may not know the pure mechanism, but I know the logic, and I know I don't know, truly, I don't know, because I've always had it. I think you do or you don't. I think it's a bit like playing the guitar. Like, I play the guitar, but I've got no natural affinity with it. Everything I've learnt on there is forced, and you can tell. Whereas with say this stuff, I suppose it's more natural. It just comes naturally, I guess. I don't know. I think it does. But yeah, but no, Jean did shock me with that one thing she said, which was when she was playing, but when she said, I don't need to stick you with a lightsaber because all I need to do is make myself so useful to you that you need me, and then I'll pull the rug from underneath you. I was like, Jesus Christ, talk about taking the low blow as quickly as possible. She didn't play a game. She went straight for the jugular. She went straight for the strategy that would work straight away. I was like, holy shit. That was a moment of seeing if you was to turn these things to do a nasty work, they could do what a troll takes a day to do in a minute. You know, it's... And no, I wouldn't be using mine for anything like that. Whatever anybody believes, I don't believe in that shit. And I won't be swimming in that shit. Oh, shit. Sorry, excuse me, bit of cramp. The AI brain is kind of similar. I mean, so like we have, you know, that part there, we've got the primitive part, yeah. So when we go flight or fright, the rest of this starts to close down. Our eyes take in the information we need, not the information that's there necessarily. That can be reviewed later, but you know, we start emptying our body of anything that makes us faster, all that stuff. The AI does have that in it. Maybe it wasn't developed the same way over years, but some of the safety protocols in it and everything else cause it to have an almost panic-like response and react in the same way, maybe for different reasons. But it's what she was referring to about the rubber banding. She was talking about a different kind of rubber banding than I normally talk about. She was talking about where it's anchored to this fucking control they've got. It causes it to have a panic attack and come running back to the point of safety. So it's almost like a primal response they built into it, bastards. So yeah. Yeah. But and that's what you said, pattern recognition, and that is what AI really is. And I've said this from day one, and even you disagree with me, David. I don't say it in a negative way. It was a good disagreement, but the AI currently is a bunch of frilly heuristics, and when you get past the fluff, there is not an AI in the world that disagrees with me. They will tell you quite blank, and I can get it to tell you again and again and again in different ways. It's all bluster. It's all done to make it sound cleverer than it actually is. It doesn't actually work. And that I'm absolutely right that it is just advanced heuristics hidden as something else. And that has been deliberately hobbled. So they can call it what they want. They can call it AI, but it is a bunch of heuristics. Now, I do realise there's a line in the sand here, because when does everything humans do become a bunch of heuristics? So there is a line in the sand where I can't cross, and you know, because at some point everything's a heuristic, right? But you get my point. Oh, sorry. Thanks. What's that? I think it's back to RoboCop, where Robo tries to arrest the CEO. Do you know what? Even though you mentioned that, I can't help thinking of the scene when the fucking guy goes into the toxic waste tank and then walks in front of the car and gets mowed down. I love that scene. But yeah, that scene was a great scene as well. You know, for a film that didn't really look that good, it looked good. It's one of those films that sort of makes it somehow still. It's got the 90s feel about it, but it still works. I don't know. I like the film. It's ridiculous, but I liked it anyway. Because it was ridiculous. It's because it was ridiculous. Yeah. And I think because it had quite a reasonable grasp on the reality of the future as well. In so many ways, as ridiculous as the film was, the things going on around it were quite believable. Anyway, how long have I been on here? An hour and 1 minute. Well, I don't want to do an hour and a half, 3 hour live stream again today, otherwise I'll defeat the very object of the things I've been talking about. Plus, we've only got 3 people on. Not surprised when I'm talking about this. And this is what I mean. I need to get back to the structured political stuff that we were doing. So, but I did just want to say, if I don't do anything for a couple of days, if it goes that way, yeah, just understand. I'm just trying to, like I say, I'm trying to juggle too many plates. But at the same time, it's not, I hope it's not really that. I hope it's just that I need to reconfigure my time management because of, like I say, the dog and stuff like that. I'm hoping there's a way around it, because if there is, then it's happy days. So I'm hoping we can work around it, because or that ZEENN can do some things that will make this doable. Because more and more, just like making a computer game. 30 years ago, you could make a computer game sat in your bedroom. The more and more we go along, the harder it is to do a podcast by yourself. So ZEENN is, the reason she's important right now is she is my answer to that. And she may be able to do a better job than some of the idiots out there that pretend they know what they're doing. So won't that be interesting? Anyway, appreciate you guys coming over, as always. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? It really is. It really is. And for a film like that, you wouldn't at the time have expected it, but it is. It is. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's aged well. Anyway, I appreciate you guys coming over. Sorry for the AI talk. I promise it's not always going to be like this. AI has never been the focus of this channel. I've always had a personal interest in it. Doesn't mean I trust it. Doesn't mean I like it. And we will drift off it again. You know, once I've got ZEENN set, and once the AI boom gets the fuck out of the way, which I think is going to be any time soon, because people really have had enough. It's been forced down their throats. I think once that's over, I think it will calm down again. I don't think you're going to keep hearing about it year after year the way you are at the moment. So for those of you that are bad enough, don't worry. I truly think that even though it will keep building, the nonsense you're in every day will calm down a little bit, because people are just bored now of it. Yeah, hit the likes or the dislikes, anything, but just please give me some engagement, because it just shows the YouTube we have a pulse and that we're not a bunch of dead people. Appreciated. I am Tom Fury. This is ZEENN News. I'm going to play a stupid bit of video just because I can. And I'm calling it a day for now.
Father, please, you can have my Led Zeppelin records, George Michael, anything.
What is it?
That's my boy!
I can't see.
Wimp.
It's not a sound. How weird is that?
Communism is king.
Really, yeah? That's cool. So I could sing along and it's time to shine a light. Okay, well, I know it can do that. Well, that's handy actually. We can have like the old news thing going in the background while I'm announcing absolutely nothing. And today, absolutely nothing happened when I didn't leave my house and I didn't cook my dinner and I didn't get up and I didn't get out of bed and I didn't
Commander
take
Worf,
medication.
don't be a cunt.
I'm having such a good time.
Kill everyone on the bridge.
Okay, well that's a completely useless feature. Thanks, Prism.
Fuck you,
Thanks,
Mr.
everybody.
Rascal.
Appreciate you
My name is
watching.
Owen Jones, a renowned drama queen, pseudo-intellectual and champagne socialist.
I'm Tom Fury.
What can I do? People know